Remember that time where we were coming over here to watch a hit film, and I straight up spilled my beans. By beans, I mean my freaking lard on the floor.
This is hilarious because I left the door open for you. There's, of course, some steps to come into the place. 3 steps, not too many steps.
But they're also made out of tissue paper.
Yeah, these steps coming into my place are literally... I don't know how they're defying the laws of fucking physics.
Yeah, it's literally just some rebar and some freaking
old wood.
Yeah, that's rotting.
If this wood were any older, it'd be made in China.
Yep.
Which is to mean that it would just be cardboard. But, yeah, they're not good steps to begin with. I myself have fallen from these steps. In fact, I literally Supermaned off these steps almost like half a year ago or so, maybe even a little bit more. And it like took me on a commission, like bad. Like, I'm sure you've noticed because you have eyes, but I've dramatically gained weight since then, on top of already having gained weight. And it's because it literally took me out of commission. Like, I could no longer exercise for a while.
Yeah. Didn't you hurt your asshole or something?
I didn't hurt my asshole. It hurt my pride, which hurt my asshole. But
your asshole's already hurt from all the dings that go in.
Yeah, 18 inches to be precise. But yeah, I literally Supermaned, nay Shazammed off this bitch, and it was weird, dude. Like the moment I fucking flew off top step, I flew off. It felt like 600 years to collide to the ground, and then I had enough time in my mind to do like a 360 twirl in the air. I'm sure this looked hilarious in normal time, but in my mind's eye, I was going slow-mo and I twirled. And I did that as a preventative measure because I knew that if I hit a certain way, I would have hurt myself fucking bad.
Yeah.
So I did as a preventative measure, but that meant that I landed all my weight on one fucking arm. And this arm was out of commission for a good while. Like, I could not bend at the wrist.
Thankfully, it wasn't your stroke arm.
No, it wasn't my stroke. Imagine that shit. That would have been terrifying. Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't bend at the wrist.
It's terrifying.
Dude, it's my only fucking... release.
Yeah.
But I couldn't bend it. I know that sounds like nothing, but I could not. It would be agony to even try to bend that arm, and I couldn't put my weight on that arm. I couldn't lift weights. I couldn't do push-ups. So that took me out of commission, and it took forever to recover from it. On top of that, my body hurt. It was weird, dude. I felt my age.
Yeah,
for damn sure. So that snowballed into gaining a lot of weight, etc. Now I'm so out of commission that I have to get back into commission, and that sucks. That sucks. Getting the steam up to get back to even an iota of that is the worst.
That's not good.
So, now you, a corpulent fellow, shall we say.
Yeah, impressively so.
You didn't even make it to the top step, which really is a fucking blessing.
Yeah.
Because had you careened off the top step.
So, interestingly, like you said, I didn't even make it to the first step. And you asked, how the hell did you fall off the steps? Well, I was going up to the steps, and I like lifted my leg, and I guess I stepped wrong or something. I honestly don't know what happened to my foot, but something happened to my foot. And like I slipped, but like I was already committed to the step down, so my foot just went like and of course once you lay all the weight on one foot and that foot is literally split in twain,
it's all or nothing.
Then you're like, shit, I'm screwed.
And you either have a remarkable balance or you're a fat guy on one foot.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, I did save myself for about, I don't know, it felt like 85 years, but I think it was only about a millisecond. I did save myself for a second. I thought I wasn't going to fall. But
now,
again,
it's worthy to note that you had the computer, where we record all this stuff in your hands.
And a drink.
And a drink in the other hand.
A soda pop, of course, because I'm a corpulent fellow. It was 0, though. So that makes it literally the same. It's not better or worse. It actually might be worse. Hashtag cancer bones. Anyway, I was on my way up, and yes, because I couldn't use this hand because I had the computer and thing. If I would have been able to grab that door, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, so I was grabbing onto the door over here, but that just made, because I had already put all my weight on this one, that just made me freaking like twirl. Yeah. So
I just imagine the dancing hippos from Fantasia.
Yeah, dude, I dancing hippo to the floor. But look, I gotta say, like you said, you did like a cool ass twist in the air, which clearly just looked like a potato flopping on the floor. But you did like this twist. I'm imagining like this like front flip. But like as I fell, I was like, shit, I have this on my hand. The drink flew out because again, I did a was it
a pirouette?
Yeah, flying hippo or whatever. I did a ballerina hippo, and so like the drink and the computer flung out, and it flew out. Obviously, I didn't see this, so I can only assume it flew out. And as I fell, I was like, shit, the computer was the only thing I could think of. Not the fact that literally I'm about to split my face in twain on the floor. So I was like, shit, and I reached out from behind. And keep in mind, my arms are, though they are the size of a normal person's arms, they look tiny because of the fact that I am literally lard on bones.
Your real name's Morel.
Yeah, so I'm straight up Wally arming over here. But somehow I like freaking shot that bad puppy through me and caught the freaking laptop.
Uh-huh.
And as I fell, I can only imagine that this arm that caught the laptop from behind went so horribly stiff and just somehow I lifted it above my freaking boat ice.
It's funny because while that was happening, or rather, I left the door open, I heard you coming, and then I was like, where is this fool? And then that's when I realized that this cracking sound had happened just like literally like microseconds before I asked myself that question. And I was like, cracking sound. The first thing that ran through my mind is finally somebody went through the wood in the in the stairs, and this fool is literally impaled on the stairs in the rebar.
That's gonna happen one day.
2, I had to check, obviously. I was like, what the fuck? So I went to the doorway. I see nothing because it's nighttime. I see nothing except when I turn slightly to my right, I see what I could only call a beached you.
Oh, well.
Writhing on the floor, and I say, did you fall? And you said,
nah, dude, I'm just writhing down for fun.
It was just so baffling to see. First of all, I've never seen you lay on the ground ever. So it was baffling to see you literally writhing, undulating, all proper words for what was going on. And I say that to say this, whilst you were gelatinously undulating, there was one hand held proudly above holding the computer. Dude. And your body was going in like Euclidean angles, but the computer was like held above you.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I don't know how. It's really impressive, and I want to see a playback. Yet at the same time, I don't, because the second I see myself, I want to shoot myself in the brain. But I want to see a playback of that, because somehow I shot my hand back, grabbed it from behind without even seeing it, obviously, because I don't have eyes in the back of my head. Lifted it in the air, and as I fell, it was up in the air, and the soda pop landed all over my freaking titty and freaking stomach and shit. I think I saved it. There was a little bit of juice on it, but
yeah, for the most part, it seemed to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's functioning now, so that's good.
So that was like a weird, pretty clutchy moment. Unfortunately, the plug did fall. I couldn't save the plug, but yeah, dude, I was down there writhing, and I kept that baby proudly up in the air. Now, the reason why I was writhing instead of trying to get up was because my foot was straight up hurting. It literally bent in the other way. So I could have
broken something.
If I thought my foot was broken for a second. If I hadn't broken my foot, I probably could have recovered pretty quickly. Because it was more funny than anything. Like, I was laughing on the floor. You came out what seemed like 85,000 eons later. And I was like, laughing and writhing. And you were like, what are you doing? Which I guess maybe that's why you were so confused.
Yeah, I was confused because you were laughing. You were undulating, / flopping. I was like, did you fall? And, like, I was literally confused. I wasn't trying to downplay the situation. I was literally, what the fuck is he doing? You know, because I expected you to be in the vicinity of the stairs because I thought you had fallen off the stairs. But there you were, like a good, I don't know, 4 feet to the right, writhing on the ground.
Yeah, that's why I was writhing, because my foot, my foot hurt. So I was like, shit, I can't get up. What do you do when you're in pain?
I wonder if your foot's gonna be a bitch
Dude,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
because my my hand didn't hurt. My wrist and arm didn't hurt until the day after.
Yeah,
and
like
it got worse.
like on the way over here when we filmed the video before this. I like bent my foot slightly upwards, like stepping up here. I was like, oh god, this is gonna suck tomorrow, just because like normal it's fine, but if you bend your toes up, ooh. So yeah, that's why I was writhing, because though I could have recovered, I think, pretty quick. I mean, I'm fat large, so it would have taken me like, I don't know, 55 years to get up from from sitting position.
I will say you got up faster than I did. I mean, you fell a shorter distance.
Yeah, but I'm also 50,000 pounds
Yeah,
heavier.
you're like 6 million pounds, so you did get up faster than I did. When I fell, dude, I was on the ground and I fell in the middle of the day.
Damn, homie.
You know, we have neighbors.
Yeah.
I was very glad that there was nobody out there. And at the same time, I was thinking, like, oh, fuck, I think I broke something in my arm. It wasn't, like, obviously not broken, but it felt really bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I'm going to need help to get up. I felt both embarrassed, old, and fat, which I am all constantly. Look, you wouldn't know it to look at me, but I was a very active, big person. You know, and I've not always been big. I'm just saying I was very active, and you can attest to this. Like, in my former job, like, every day I would first of all, I wouldn't work 8-hour shifts. I would work 12 to 16-hour shifts. And it was a warehouse situation. I would unload trucks by myself with a hand jack, not a fucking mechanical jack, with a hand jack. If you've worked that shit, you know how exhausting that is. On top of that, when I would unload trucks, I would still go do a warehouse work. And then I would stock. And, I was insanely active.
Yeah.
I missed that because it kept me at a level, you know what I'm saying? And that fall made me feel like, holy shit, this is how far I've gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's, and even then, the healthiest I've been was because of prison. You have no choice but to be healthy in there because it's so boring that your body becomes your habit. And you can attest to that. When I got out, I was too thin.
Yeah, it was weird, dude.
I was weird. I was skeletal looking.
You kind of look like a weird cholo.
I did, right?
Yeah, like straight up Cumbia King.
Yeah, it was weird. I was a weird looking guy when I got out. Again, too thin. And it felt good, but having fallen, I felt the dramatic shift from that point to now, or to then, and I guess now. Like, god damn it, man. This sucks. It's amazing how fast you can fall.
It's kind of interesting because, like, I've always been freaking horrifyingly obese.
I wouldn't say that.
Blob-like, some might say.
I wouldn't. I disagree with that. You were pretty fucking average size for a big guy. We come from a big guy family. You know what I'm saying? Our dad was a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Tall, big. You know what I'm saying?
The two qualifying factors for a big guy family.
Yeah.
Tall, big.
Okay. I just noticed I was going into Shaggy 2 Dope territory, but you know what I'm saying? All the time. But anyway, he was a big dude, so that aspect runs in the family, I suppose. But I would disagree, man. You were not horrifyingly obese, as you put it. You were pretty fucking normal when I left. When I got out, I was like, what the fuck happened?
I don't know, because I remember, like, in when I was in Arizona, this was like 15 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 6th grade, and I was like pushing 260,
right?
Which is pretty fat for that age, 12. So I don't know. Maybe it's just
but you pretty much. What I'm saying is, I mean, that's big for that age, yeah. But you pretty much stayed around that weight.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Until there was a point. Post 2011 ish,
I was like always like in the 2X, 3X territory,
and
now I'm in the literal circus tents.
Yeah, I don't know where past 2011, but somewhere around that time, something happened. All of a sudden, like, what the? When I first saw you, I was like, what the? And I had already seen a picture of you. I was like, yeah, that doesn't look right. It wasn't a picture of you in a hole. It was your leg, and I was like, damn, that's a person. It's like the leg. But I was like, damn, homie. So anyway, you falling is like not a good thing.
Yeah, but going back to what I was gonna say is I've always been like fat at least. Say that. And as a fat guy,
porcine. No, that's worse. Sorry.
As a elephantine fella, when you fall, it's like an event. If you're not in shape, like you were an active dude, so you could probably fall and get up pretty quick.
Right.
When you fall and you're fat and you don't do shit, you're like, oh, this is a thing that just happened.
Oh yeah, fucks your body up, man.
So I remember. I just want to tell this story. I remember this time that we were in where you used to work, and I don't know. I was in line doing something. Maybe I was gonna buy something, and I slipped, and I fell, and obviously I didn't see myself, right?
Right.
But just the way it felt was me literally. I fell out, splayed out, legs out, and like a freaking flying squirrel, dude. And I was like, my gut just. I felt gut first. And so when I fell, it took a little while for it was like a non-Euclidean, wasn't Euclidean liquid. It took a little while, and then it like just kind of like softened. So I just remember sliding on the floor,
hovering
on my gut, yeah. And I was like, "This is a thing." My freaking underwear were like halfway down. I never told you that bit, but yeah, my cola was a full display. So your coworkers saw my asshole.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Another epic fall was when I was in Arizona. They made us play baseball to my.
I remember this.
To my freaking dread, because not only do I hate baseball, but I'm fat. so it was my turn to bat, and like when they make you play sports and you don't want to play sports because you're a fat little piece of shit. You just want to hang out with your boys, right? Because at least I had some boys back then. I was like, damn, all right, I'll go. And I was going to throw it, dude. I was like, I'm not going to hit this ball. Screw this shit. And then I got up there and I was like, all right, they're going to throw it, but I have to make it seem... Because the coach had picked up on that shit. People were throwing it. All the fat kids were throwing the game. So if he saw that you were just swinging fakely, he would make you go again. So I was like, all right, I got to make it believable. So I'll like throw it, but not, I'll try still. Unfortunately, I hit this bad boy out of the freaking park, dude. It went straight into the freaking stratosphere.
He did a Babe Ruth point and
dude,
everything.
I hit that shit so hard, and I was like, I don't know why. I guess because I didn't expect it to happen. There was a brief moment where I was like, holy shit, I just destroyed these fools. And now I'm like the ultimate master of baseball. And it went to my head for a second. I was like, oh, now I gotta do the freaking home run because otherwise, like, I already did it. This is a home run. I gotta do it, right?
You literally had a pride before the fall moment.
I did, and I was like, shit, I gotta do this. And then I started running in my head. It was in slow-mo, and soon it was in slow-mo. I was running, and then suddenly I tripped. By the way, I only got like 3 steps in, so I'm going downhill. I got 1 step in this time. When I was going, I got 3 steps, and I tripped on my pant. And I did a straight up hippo ballerina in the air. But this was an interesting hippo ballerina because look, this is my head, right?
You did like a 360
yes, I did like a
spin.
360 spin.
You Sonic the Hedgehog in the air.
Yeah, dude, I was spin dashing hardcore. So I was spin dashing through the air, which of course made my pants go poop. so literally I was flying in the air, my pants were coming off. Them shits were like, dude, my pants, like as in the actual pantaloon part, was all the way to my freaking ankles. And the underwear, look, the underwear didn't go down.
At least it wasn't streaked.
My dinghy was, no, this was around the time I got wise and started using colored underwear. It hides the poop. It says that on the package. It hides the poop.
For some people, that's a legit selling point.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like, my underwear didn't go down. My dinghy wasn't showing. Mm-hmm. But my underwear did, like, peak down, like, it sprung back up, thankfully.
Right.
That being said, my entire asshole was in full display as I flew up. And when I landed, my entire culo was on display and I had to lift it. And of course, conveniently, as I spin dashed in the air, I was like side, like a 2D caricature, I guess. Right. And instead of my asshole being displayed to the coach and all this empty field, literally of nothing for miles, the asshole was pointing to all my boys and all the freaking... the other team and all that shit. And I was like, dude, look, like here, if that had happened, and I had gone back to the little, the little hole,
Mm-hmm.
there would have been horrifying amounts of mocking. And it would have been like a thing that they would have shat on you for forever, basically.
You would have been the pantsless guy.
Yeah.
You would have been Sanak the pantsless.
So that was running in my head when I got up and walked to shame on the way. Technically, it was still a home run, so I still could have finished the freaking walk around. But I didn't because it was shameful. So I just picked up my pen and I was like on my way. I was like, damn, this is going to suck. I got there and everybody was like, "You're right, dude?" And I was like, "What is this niceness?" It was strange because again, I'm used to people sucking major cock here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting fall.
Man, yeah, classic. I think the worst fall I ever had was at my previous job. I literally fell off, essentially a fucking second story of a building, basically. It's a huge warehouse, so it's like at least 3 stories tall. It's 10 feet per story, right? Yeah, it was at least 30 feet tall. The warehouse. And I was, it must have been more, dude. It must have been like 40 feet tall, right? You've been in that warehouse.
Yeah.
It's a big ass warehouse, height wise. Within that warehouse was a 3-tiered fucking shelving system. And I used to monkey on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get shit from the top, I would literally just climb up, scale that like a monkey, and then swing from terrace to terrace.
Fling your feces every once in a while.
Yeah, fling my feces, poke my butt, all that shit. And the bad part is that if there was nothing on the grill grating things that were on each terrace, they would slip out from under you. And I just happened to step on it the wrong way, and it slipped out from under me, and I fell from that height, which had to be over 20 feet, and I fell into the concrete, flat on my back, which that alone was a blessing, by the way. Flat on my fucking back, hard, and I must have stayed there for shit, dude. I stayed there. First of all, it knocked the breath out of me. So I was like, for a good long while. And then finally somebody came into the warehouse and they were like, "What the fuck? What happened?" I was trying to tell them, but I couldn't catch my breath. They went and got a manager. The manager came down. By then I had kind of, sort of caught my breath. And then, I let them know what happened. They're like, "Oh, we're going to call the cops, ambulance and all that shit." And I was like, fuck that shit. You motherfuckers don't pay me enough to pay for fucking amber lamps. So I said, nope, just let me recover. And he was like, "Why, are you sure?" I was like, "Yep, just let me recover. I'll be good."
You're like, walk it off.
Yeah, and it took, I'm not going to lie, dude. I laid there for a good fucking hour, maybe 20 minutes, just fucking laying there trying to think, am I broken? Am I broken inside? Surprisingly, and again, this goes to when you're young, you just brush it off sometimes. I just fucking eventually got up and I went back to work. I didn't feel anything the next day. Nathan.
The little John Wayne walk for a little.
Yeah. Cut to last year, I fall off the 3rd step and I'm fucking in disability mode for fucking months.
To be fair, man, that soil on at the foot of those steps is like rock hard for some ass reason.
Yeah, that's true, and all uneven and shit.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I fell also. Again, like you say, for fat guys, falling is an event. In fact, I remember the first time you saw me fall, you were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
you were in such shock that you had seen me fall.
I completely forgot about. Yeah, that was like in my entire life, I had never seen you fall ever. Yeah. Well, when that happened, my mind was extremely.
It was blown.
It was blown, dude.
One, because I was careful. Two, again, for a fat guy or for a big guy, I was pretty limber. So even when I would have close calls, it would always be like, "I got this, no problem." And I remember you were so mind blown that you ran into the house and told, I don't remember if it was our grandma or our mom. You told somebody. You were like, "Dude," and then I remember when the guardian came over, you're like, "Oh, he fell."
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. But yeah, man, it's just, again, an event. when I'm guessing it was like, I don't know, like 2 years ago or something. I would go on nightly runs, and I was coming back. Mind you, we live out in the fucking sticks, man. There's no light out here at night. You know, no light or noise pollution. It's just country, and so I'm running literally in the darkness, and all I got to guide me is a sliver of a moon at this point. So super dark. I have headphones in my ears. It's cold, you know. I don't know how, but I veered off the road. Again, country road, so there's not a lot of cars going there. I veered off the road, and it was enough to make me tumble. And, dude, I fucking skid across, you know, like the side road that has all those little pebbles and shit. Yeah. Damn, homeboy. Yeah. I was fucking skidding.
It's not good.
It was bad, but I recovered pretty fast from that. That all has to do with the condition I was in. Versus now, fall, I'm fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Dude. If I fall right now, I'm fucking literally gonna flatline.
If I were to fall in my room, it could go a couple ways. If I fall this way, I'll be fine. If I fall this way, I'm dead. Literally go through inch thick glass.
Yeah. I wonder. I've never, thankfully, and that, you know what? That's weird. Okay, I was gonna say I wonder what would happen if you fell face forward on your stomach, because you know, big ass guts, falling on the gut. Well, it pushes everything back.
The problem is instinctually you put out your hands.
Yeah, which is bad if you're humongous. Could break your break up a dude. Yeah. It would suck if you broke your fucking arms because somebody would have to wipe you, and it would fucking be me. Damn, dude, I'm not gonna lie, homeboy. I would use a hose. I'm not even fucking lying, dude.
Like, I would be like, I'd be cleans my asshole, dude.
I'd get one of those attachments and shit. I'd be like, yo, you got bent over, man.
This music, story times, all kinds of shit for you. Anything goes inside the night from a couple corpulent dudes. This music, story times, all kinds of shit for you.